last night Travis Hunter became the 2024 Heisman Trophy winner. I think it was well deserved. I thought he had a really great season, being both a wide receiver and corner, but I also know a lot of people were very upset that it wasn't Ashton Jeanty. And I get it. Jeanty finished this season with essentially 2,500 rushing yards and 29 touchdowns, being essentially the main reason why Boise State is in the college football playoff right now. And let's be honest, no matter if Hunter won or Jeanty won, it was a lose-lose anyway. If Hunter lost, it would have been he was robbed, even though he had won all these different trophies. He'd had this really great season being a two-way player. But if you had, obviously now with Jeanty losing, you have a lot of fans saying, well, he had this record-breaking season. He's done so many great things for Boise State, and he got passed over by a guy that, quote-unquote, doesn't deserve it as much, or, they're using snaps as a stat, or it was because of Dion or this, that, and the third popularity contest. And I think that's kind of an excuse, the whole popularity contest. I know a lot of people don't like Dion. They don't like Colorado. They don't want to hear about it. So obviously, Travis Hunter winning, they're not thrilled about it. And Jeanty, after, the award ceremony, he says, I really felt like I should have walked away with the award. And I do agree. He was my pick for the Heisman, and even though I'm a huge Travis Hunter fan myself. But as we all know, guys like Melvin Gordon, who had almost broken Barry Sanders' record back in, 2015 with Wisconsin? He didn't win the Heisman. Kevin Smith, with over 2,000 yards that he had in 2007 with UCF, he didn't win the Heisman. To me, it kind of feels like for a lot of those guys, if you're that close, you kind of have to break it or you don't win. We've seen other guys with pretty decent to really good seasons like a Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, who had either like around 2,000 yards or just under 2,000 yards still win it, but they're also part of big programs. And I feel like because Jeanty played at Boise State, that played a part in why he lost. Because as we know, a lot of times for a guy who's a non-Power 4 or previously Power 5 player, it is kind of hard for them to win the Heisman. There's been plenty of guys who were really good in those non-Power 4 teams who just don't get the recognition because, for example, Boise State, West Coast, a lot of East Coast voters aren't really going to stay up that late to watch a Boise State game. That's just a sad reality of it. And to be honest, if Jeanty was doing this last year, or he does it, let's say if he stayed, for example, and did it next year, he wins the Heisman outright. There's no question. It just sucks because there's two guys who have had really great seasons, both in their respective, teams and positions, that it's just, you have to pick someone, obviously. And I know people feel Jeanty got robbed, and the same would have happened if Hunter didn't win. He would have got robbed. It's, like I said, it was a lose-lose situation anyway. Jeanty can still take this team as far as he possibly can coming up in the college football playoff, and most likely he'll probably end up breaking Barry Sanders' record within this next game. He is still one of the best players in college football and will be a top, 10, 15 pick in this upcoming draft in 25. So he's going to be fine. But it does suck, and I wish him all the best, but I still feel Hunter deserved it. He still had a really great season, and arguably Hunter will be the number one overall pick, depending on how things go in this year's upcoming draft. But hey, congrats to Travis Hunter. Congrats to Dylan Gabriel and Cam Ward. Both had amazing seasons. Gabriel can still win a national championship. Same thing with Boise State and Jeanty. Sucks Cam Ward isn't in the playoff as a Miami Hurricanes fan myself, but we move on. But do you think Jeanty got robbed? What are your thoughts on this Heisman race? Was it Travis didn't deserve it, or Jeanty didn't deserve it, or whatever your thoughts may be here, there, everywhere? Let me know your thoughts.